The benefits of anger. It's important that you know that you're not alone. Everyone experiences some types of anger every day of their life. And the point of learning to manage your anger isn't to suppress it and completely do away with it, but to learn how to channel it in a positive way to improve your life and your relationships. While uncontrollable rage and anger can have very negative effects on your life, properly managed anger can also be very positive. For one thing, this anger can be very motivational. Think about it. When you're angry with your boss, you tend to work harder to show him he was wrong. When you're angry with yourself for not meeting a goal or accomplishing a task, you try that much harder to get it done. Experiencing anger is also another way our bodies signal us that something is wrong and that we need to take care of it. When we angrily snatch up our child just as they're about to jet into the street, or we stand up to a bully for a friend or colleague, or when we jump in and help that stranger who is being mugged. These are all occasions when our anger has spurred us to action in an effort to right a wrong. Many of the most important changes in society have come about because someone was angry with the way things were and wanted to right the wrong. For example, the civil rights movement and Mothers Against Drunk Drivers and PETA. If it weren't for outraged activists, we wouldn't have the laws we have that protect children, the mentally ill, people of different religions and ethnic backgrounds, the handicapped and disabled. And the list goes on and on of people who have been helped because someone became angry and decided to channel their anger toward a positive end rather than one of destruction and violence. The next time you get angry and say or do something you feel sorry for, just remember that anger does have its place and don't beat yourself up about it. Instead of wallowing in guilt and making yourself even angrier, take responsibility for your actions and work on managing your anger instead of letting it manage you. The costs of anger. If we're going to discuss the effects of anger in the workplace, we may as well look at the total price of anger because it affects far more than your job. Although anger can sometimes be a good thing in our lives, it more often than not leads to harmful results such as road rage, domestic violence, child abuse, physical assault, and even murder. Researchers have found there are 5 major costs of anger. Your health. Research shows that chronic, high levels of anger are directly connected to an increased risk for health problems. How often you express your anger and how you express it during periods of emotional distress are significant determining factors in its impact on your health. Stress levels rise, heart rates increase, blood pressure rises. All of these are negative effects, and when experienced repeatedly over an extended period of time, can have disastrous effects on your health. Your safety. How often do you drive with pent-up hostility? Road rage is an epidemic these days, and driving angry behind the wheel of a 3,000-pound car can be dangerous. Driving in anger can impair your judgment and make you an unsafe driver both to you, your passengers, and the drivers around you. Your self-esteem. While it might feel good when you're in the heat of the moment, expression of anger often leads to feelings of guilt, embarrassment, shame, and remorse when you realize that your reaction was probably a little overblown. This results in damage to your self-esteem. Your relationship. Frequent angry outbursts, whether verbal or physical or both, can destroy marriages, disrupt families, and ruin friendships. Your children. The effects of constant exposure to chronic, intense anger can be devastating to your children, often more so than in experiencing their parents' divorce. It's not until you see yourself through your children's eyes and the traits they've learned from you do you truly comprehend the far-reaching consequences of your anger. Don't forget that anger is a cycle. Our children only mimic what we teach them through our example. The workplace. Quality and quantity of production can be severely affected by poorly managed anger in the workplace. Jobs have been lost because of uncontrollable outbursts. Anger in the workplace can also impair judgment and cause you to make poor choices. Your time. How often do you see little children get angry over the smallest things? They cry and stamp their feet and invest so much time and energy into reacting and being angry that they often forget what it was they were initially angry at in the first place. This happens to both adults and children. Age is irrelevant. How often do we let anger steal away precious moments? Being blindsided in fits of rage, it can cost us from living the moment and truly enjoying life. You'll find that people who live their lives in this way often remember years down the track the anger they felt, but forget the great game of golf they played until the anger interrupted them.